The semi-finals are over and we have our finalists. That's right, Carlos Alcaraz, Jiri Lehecka at Queens, and Sasha Bublik and Daniil Medvedev in Halle. This is the preview. Let's go through it.
That's right, Carlos Alcaraz in yet another final. Who ever doubted him? Who thought he would be mentally tired? What's wrong with you all? What is wrong with you? It's Carlos Alcaraz. This guy can do anything when he puts his mind to it. He is trying to become the best player in the world. And I can't believe that people really wrote him off in this tournament because he's the best grass court player. He's not playing with Jannik Sinner in this tournament. Even when he does, he beats him. Surely nobody can now stop a Carlos Alcaraz. He's not even going to have to play a Jack Draper in the final. So surely he's already got one hand on the trophy.
You would think so, wouldn't you? But he's up against a real stiff test in Jiri Lehecka. That is right. And Carlos Alcaraz, his performance today against Bautista Agut, we both called it. We both thought straight sets, but it was a really convincing straight sets win from Carlos Alcaraz against Bautista Agut. 15 aces, 37 winners, only 18 unforced errors, and faced just one break point. And he saved it as well. 250th career win, 17th consecutive win, 5th consecutive final, and 6th final of the year. This kid means business, and he's just continued this amazing run. I know that we thought that maybe he'd have a little wobble in this tournament. He did have a little wobble, but that wobble was one match, and that's all it took. Munar didn't take his chances when he had them, and Alcaraz came through against him, and now he finds himself in a final yet again. Just an incredible player. He could have had a tougher match. Obviously, Bautista Agut is having a good tournament, but yeah, you would expect him to be playing a higher ranked opponent when you get to a semi-finals of these type of tournaments. But you can only beat who's in front of you, and he did it in a convincing fashion. He will be the favourite going into the final as well. And these are, well, this is 5th consecutive ATP final, it says here. These are the list. Take us through it, JG.
Yeah, and this is all in a span of 2 months. So ridiculous, insane consistency from him. Monte Carlo, which he then won. Barcelona comes second. Rome, he won. Roland Garros won. Queens, to be determined, but he is, of course, the big favourite. And he's right up there with fewest matches played to earn 250 tour level wins as well. He's 3rd on the list. You've got McEnroe, Connors, then Alcaraz, and then Rafael Nadal. We know how close he always is with Rafael Nadal with every statistic.
So close.
But he's doing better than Rafa right now. 2 losses less than him. And I feel he is a phenomenon. And he's someone we've got so soon after the big 3. We wasn't sure how they were possibly going to be replaced. And all of a sudden we ended up with Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz.
Yes, we did. And praise the Lord that we got these 2 players because they are prime time. That's the main thing. And when the prime time players come out on the court, they draw a few other people to come watch them play, don't they, JG? Someone else was down there on the court watching Alcaraz earlier. A new doubles partner, maybe, of Carlos Alcaraz for the US Open. Emma Radukanu, that's right, there she is. And she was having a little bit of a laugh with some friends there and just enjoying the nice weather. It's been a very hot day in the UK today, 33 degrees, which for other people probably think, come on, that's not that hot. But in the UK, that is ridiculous temperatures. It wasn't even that sunny either. It was just humid. And I think that may be part of the reason that Jack Draper may have lost his semi-final as well because, yeah, he didn't like the heat.
Yeah, quite possibly. I think Jack Draper has turned a lot of corners, though, and maybe that's a little bit lazy of us to keep saying that because the Jack Draper of the past struggled with any difficult conditions, just like a Jannik Sinner did. But I think he is a better, more improved player.
Definitely.
Just on Radukanu there, of course, it was nice. The cameras were loving it, seeing her there. They're going to be playing doubles together. So we'll see what happens there. But I feel like she just Emma just loves the cameras. He loves all of the whole hype about it. And it is, in her defense, a good thing because it creates something to speak about. I'm sure a lot of people there at Queen's loved her being there watching as well. And I think it added to the whole occasion. But
Definitely.
on to Jiri Lehecka, we did say yesterday that it wouldn't have surprised us much if he was to beat Jack Draper. I was flirting with the idea. I thought maybe Draper would have won, but it was tight, and that's exactly how it went. So I'm not. This is not a shock in my opinion. And Jiri Lehecka into the final should be a good match against Carlos Alcaraz. I don't think it's straightforward, but I would favour Alcaraz a lot more than what I did think Jack Draper could win today.
Yeah, Lehecka, very tough to play against the crowd as well. I watched this match earlier, and the crowd were in real strong force, trying to help Jack Draper. But Lehecka, credit to him, he held his nerve in that third set and was able to serve it out, was able to break right at the death at 5-all and then serve it out. Jack Draper, when he got broken, smashed his racket up on one of the advertising boards as well. Wasn't a very good look for him. But the frustration is, like we've heard from Bublik as well, if you get broken on this surface, you pretty much lost the set. And Lehecka was serving so well. I think he just knew once I'm broken, it's done. And it was done. So, yeah.
Alcaraz called himself a serve bot today with them 15 aces. I feel Agut maybe not the best returner.
Yeah, I mean,
this version of him. I mean, yeah, he's not a grass scorer, is he?
I was thinking as well whilst watching that match earlier. I know that you've spoken about grass court tennis, and watching the first two sets, I'd say, of Lehecka and Draper wasn't that entertaining. Just serving, really. Not much to talk about.
I don't find it that fun. I like it, of course, and I love. We've grown up watching Wimbledon, and there's been some special matches and moments.
For sure.
But there is certain matches on grass which is just so dull, and where it's just dominated by the serve. It's not my type of tennis, but there's people in the comments who love it, and of course, it's all about trying to get the victory. And if that's what works on grass, then fair play to the players who do it.
I think that's where it highlights how interesting Djokovic makes grass as well, because if you can get a good returner and somebody gets the ball back in play, you get more rallies and the match is more entertaining. But these players aren't as good at returning, so all you get is just a big serve and maybe a second ball, or you get an ace or an.
But even Djokovic, if you hit one in the corner on the grass, you can't. Even Djokovic don't get them.
It takes him a set, and then he starts reading you, though. That's the thing with him. One set is all it takes, and then he always drops a set at Wimbledon, and then it's a Djokovic in 4 normally, isn't it? That's the classic scoreline. Let's move over to, obviously, Halle, and I just want to take a little moment. I predicted both finalists correctly on both of the men's tournaments. Terribly on the women's. Got both of them completely wrong. But we'll get to that at the end. But let's go to Sasha Bublik, who now, this is a good thing for him getting to the final. And with Ruud, Korda and Fees out, he's actually guaranteed to be a seed now at Wimbledon, which is great for all of the other seeds, because you did not want him as an unseeded player.
Yeah, I wonder if that now means Berrettini is going to be a seed as well.
I think
because he's another player you'd want to avoid on the grass. Bublik, Berrettini, these guys, they deserve to be seeds. They are top 10 players in the world on grass. I think it's difficult to argue with that at all. Ruud's no loss at all. Fees would have been an interesting player to see, and I think that's a big loss for him, having to pull up. Of course, we saw him get injured at Roland Garros. He's going to have plenty more opportunities, and I look forward to seeing him play there next year. Bublik, though, surprised me because I thought Hachanov was going to win this match. Almost did, let's be honest. There was a few points in it in that second set. A really good exchange with both of them. Bublik going with the underarm serve a few times. It helped him out. He had the crowd on his side. And I thought he was feeling himself, feeling very confident, played the big points well. But Hachanov, I was impressed by him. I thought he was he played some good tennis today, and he has done all week. So it was a tight match, which could have gone either way. And Bublik managed to get through it. Do I think he can beat Daniil Medvedev in the final, considering he's never beaten him? I think it's like 6-0, they're head-to-head.
Let's bring
Medvedev's
it up.
completely demolished him every time they play. And yeah, there we go. 6-love, the head-to-head. It's a bagel in itself. Bublik means bagel. I think he's not going to get bageled, but he's not going to win a set.
Wow. And obviously Daniil Medvedev coming off the back of quite a long match, though. Over 3 hours he had to play against Sasha Zverev. Will that become a factor? Both of these semi-finals, pretty epic ones. Both 3 sets. Bublik having to come back yet again from a set down to win a match is, I think, something we've not really seen from him before. This resilience that he's suddenly showing now. And I think that he has a better chance than what you're giving him credit for, if I'm perfectly honest. Even though he has a terrible head-to-head against Medvedev, I still think the fact Medvedev was on court for so long, the fact that Bublik was the champion here 2 years ago, he knows the courts very well. I think this is a bit of a 50-50, if I'm perfectly honest.
I'm really edging with Daniil Medvedev. I think it's his time to win a tournament. It's been so long, and he's playing all right. It's not easy to beat Zverev, and it was a really good victory from him. So I'm confident secretly that Daniil Medvedev's going to win in 2 tight sets.
First final in 15 months for Daniil Medvedev. It's massive for him. If he was to get this, then going into Wimbledon, he'd be really feeling himself. I'm actually going to be going for Bublik to win this final in 3 sets. I think it's going to be a very close final, but I've just got a feeling about him this week. There's something confident about Sasha Bublik, and he's turned the corner a little bit. Maybe I get sucked into too much the narrative, like we saw him at Roland Garros having a good performance, seen him beat Sinner, he's back to the final. Why not? Why can't you beat Daniil for the first time? I'm going for it.
Well, there we go. We differ massively, and we had the same opinion on the women's yesterday. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. Both players got demolished. Sabalenka got ruined by Vondrousova. She was the better player from the first set and just followed through. And Wang killed off Samsonova 6-4, 6-1. Both one-sided. I didn't see much of the Samsonova match, I must admit, but Vondrousova Sabalenka was a brilliant one. And Vondrousova, let's be honest, she is a very, very good player. She's lacked a lot of consistency, but you have to put it down to the fact that she's been injured quite a bit. Yes. And last year, I think it was after Wimbledon, she had a problem with her shoulder. She had to have surgery. And it's often easy to just jump on the bandwagon about a player being inconsistent, but you don't really know what's going on with their bodies and life. And with her, it seems like she's silently been going through quite a bit, because I did a bit of research and it seems like her body has let her down in big moments. Despite that, look at this: 2017 WTA title, 2019 Roland Garros finalist, 2021 Olympic silver medalist, 2023 Wimbledon champion, 2025 first win over world number 1, and a WTA 500 final in Berlin. So every odd numbered year she does well at. I just think that
on the other ones.
She plays well for a year, then gets injured.
That's the saddest thing. Like the even numbered years, she probably doesn't want to see, because it's probably like this injury on that year, that injury on the other even year. Let's just be happy that it's an odd numbered year for her, because coming into her best tournament, you could probably call it now, Wimbledon, the one tournament that she's won, like Grand Slam wise.
Definitely. And I think she's a contender to win it. I really do. I'm looking around. Coco, I think, has chances. Saba certainly does. I'm not fancying Iga at Wimbledon, that's for sure. She's never done very well here. I'm really going towards maybe, I know Madison Keys didn't do well with this tournament, but I like her chances at Wimbledon. I think she can turn it on. And definitely Vondrousova, another one I think is dangerous. And Paolini, why not? Paolini could do something too.
Yeah, there's a lot of players. This one's we say it every year for Wimbledon. It's just a very open tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe, and I quite like the fact
on
that
the women's it's open.
Yeah.
Not for the men's.
I quite like that we're seeing some new names as well. She's obviously not a new player, but a new name coming to the forefront ahead of Wimbledon in Jin Yu Wang. the fact that she's beaten Kasatkina, Coco Gauff, Badosa, and Samsonova in the same tournament, if she beats Vondrousova in this final in convincing fashion again, surely she has to be considered to maybe have a good run at Wimbledon as well.
For sure, but I've not seen enough. I've not seen her play too much, so I don't know what to say about her.
It's been quite dominant. Her performances are actually...
It's impressive on paper, but I feel like maybe when the lights are on at Wimbledon, we're not going to see the same level.
Well, it's a completely different matchup. Let's give our predictions for this one. For the final in Berlin, we've got it completely wrong in the semis. I don't even know which way to go. My instinct is to say Vondrousova. So I think I'm going to go completely the other way and go completely against my instinct. I'm going to go Wang to beat Vondrousova in the final.
No, I'm going Vondrousova in straight sets.
Oh, okay. There you go. So one of us is going to get it right in that one. And in the first final, we got Alcaraz versus Lehecka. We'll give one prediction for that as well.
Did we not give our prediction?
I didn't give one on that.
I don't think I did either. No. I'm going to have Alcaraz in straights. Go on.
I'm going Alcaraz in 3 because I think Lehecka, if he manages to get a breaker serve, I think his serve is so good that it's literally, he's quite a powerhouse, really.
Good volleyer as well, Lehecka.
Yeah, very, very difficult. Only takes one breaker serve on this service. Saw Munar do it to Alcaraz. I think Lehecka's more than capable of taking a set. But Alcaraz, yeah, no matter what we said coming in, I've now changed my tune as well. I think he will claim the title.
Yep, this is Alcaraz's week. You should never, ever have doubted him, everyone. I mean, he's so good, and we've got to respect him. He's doing crazy numbers. He's up there with the GOATs of tennis, breaking records left, right, and centre, and certainly a contender for Wimbledon, or the favourite for Wimbledon on the bookie side anyway. But if you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Thanks for joining us for this final preview, and we'll see you tomorrow to go through the results.
See you then.